Peace to you, brothers, once again. Now we're just gonna pick up where we left off on our other video on is it lawful for brothers to have more than one wife, concubines, etc. And of course we know the answer is yes. And the last video we touched on the perspective from the New Testament, where it's not anywhere in the New Testament where a man can't have multiple wives. And also, it's not many places in the New Testament where men have more than one wife as well. Like I told y'all once before, the reason why that is because the Most High used certain apostles like Paul, Peter, Apollos, James, the list goes on and on, Peter. He used those men to reach the Gentiles, our lost people, and they just didn't follow their personal lives like that. I mentioned that once before to y'all. But at the end of the day, like I tell you, brothers, the Bible is our book, our past, present, and future, the Israelites, and it's a cultural thing. And it always been in our culture, a man can have more than one woman. And that don't mean that he should have more than one woman, but he can. He hadn't committed a sin by doing that. And that's where we left off last time. And today I just want to talk to you brothers about Nick Cannon and Neo. Nick Cannon has been in the news for a long time now about his different baby mamas and the amount of children that he have. And like I tell you, brothers, all the time, the goal in this society, and especially in America, is to demonize masculinity. Anything that's the man is the head, strong masculinity, the man is leading the household and he's the head of his household, they're going to try to demonize that. So that's the whole goal and the agenda behind criticizing Nick Cannon for having all these different baby moms and all these children. And there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. He's taking care of his children, for as what we can see when it comes to the media. For the most part, it don't be any animosity among his baby mamas. And he make enough money to provide for his children. So there's nothing wrong with that. And it's very obvious that our brothers and sisters who promote the monogamous paradigm, those are the ones that have a problem with what Nick Cannon is doing. And I came here to let you brothers know, and you sisters, if you're listening, that most of you right now is in a polygynous relationship. And what I mean by that is that most of you women don't have multiple men. You don't been in multiple relationships. You don't been married more than one time. So that means you're in a polygynous marriage or relationship, whatever you want to call it. So you don't have that right to criticize Nick Cannon. Because according to our culture, and whether you want to believe the Bible or not, or whether you want to believe that our culture is in the Bible, that's up to you. But according to the scriptures, the man that break your virginity is your husband. That's just the way it is. If you want to please the Most High when it comes to marriage, and you want to so-called have a spiritual marriage, the guy who broke your virginity, broke the hybrid, broke yours, that's your husband. And you're supposed to be bound to that man forever. But our people never been taught anything. The church never did teach us anything. You know, we just went by the things that we wanted to hear, and we didn't try to read ourselves. So you don't have no right to come against Nick Cannon. Brothers, you don't have no right to come against Nick Cannon. Because a lot of you done been with a lot of women, and I have myself, and deserted those women and went about your business. A lot of you are not taking care of your children. A lot of you are having children with these women. And then just for any little thing, you're deserting them. And then you go get another woman, get another wife. You're in a polygynous relationship as well, or polygynous marriage, whatever the case may be. So you don't have no right to criticize Nick Cannon. So there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. Now, do I think it's an agenda far as him promoting his women the way he do? Sure, I do believe that. I don't think he look at it the way we look at it for us, like when it comes to scriptures. I think he just look at it like if he have that right to have more than one woman, he should have that right to do it, because we live in America. And that's true too. I don't think he's looking at it from a spiritual point of view. But it's my job to come from a spiritual aspect to you brothers. And don't get it twisted. Just because Nick Cannon is rich, that don't mean that him having more than one wife or having more than one woman is okay. And you working a regular job can't have more than one woman because you're not making the amount of money that he's making, and you don't have enough money to support all your wives or your concubines. That's not so living in this land. We're not in our land right now. We're in captivity in America, you know. So yes, you're supposed to strive to take care of your women. You know, if she carry herself like a wife material woman, if she is your wife, you consider her your wife. Yeah, that should be the goal, that, you know, you want to take care of her, and she have your children. She be a stay at home mom, or things of that sort. That's a beautiful thing to have that goal, but that's not gonna happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? Most of our women, like I told y'all before, they done been with more than one man, and they got multiple children already when you meet them, things of that sort. So you could just do the best you can in whatever profession that you have, and then you work your way up from there. But if you have a woman in your life or a wife in your life that try to throw that, Nick Cannon, he's rich, he can do that. If she try to throw that up in your face, you just let her know, hey, you know, you're not a perfect woman. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't a virgin when I met you. So what you mean by that? You know, you got children by another man, and you trying to tell me to take care of you 100%? No. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you how you run your household and your woman or women. It's up to you how you want to do it. But I'm just letting you brothers know the signs to look out for, that you don't have to be caught up, you know, in your wife or your woman making you look bad. You know, because you don't know the scriptures and you don't know what to do in captivity when it comes to these women. So don't ever let her make you feel ashamed, or anybody make you feel ashamed, if you got 2 or 3 wives or 2 or 3 women and you're not rich. We're living in Babylon in captivity, meaning what? The Caucasian Jews run America. You know, a lot of our people is not going to own our own business and make millions of dollars. You know, most of these corporations and stuff is ran by the Caucasian man, or, you know, people of the other races. And to an extent, and as we know, they're trying to hold us back according to the scriptures, because we are the children of the book. So we're not going to have the same opportunities as all the other races. So that's not realistic in America, that all of you brothers is going to be able to be rich and have your women just being housewives. It's not going to happen here in America because of the captivity that we living in. But of course, one day that is going to be the case when God's son come back, and everything going to be back like it's supposed to have been in the beginning. You know, a lot of our men is going to have more than one wife in righteousness, perfectness, everything going to be perfect, things of that sort. So it's going to be a day when Yahushua come back and everything is going to be brand new. And our women who make it in is going to be forced to be under the authority and leadership of a black man. So that's where I'm at on that subject. And then Neo, he's been getting criticized in the media. for his, I think he got 3 girlfriends. I don't think he married to them. And I seen on a video where they said that he got attacked somewhere, might have been at a party or some kind of event, because he brought his 3 women to that event. He got attacked. And that's what I've been telling y'all. They showing y'all that they're going to attack masculinity in any ways they see fit to let the masses know, look, this is wrong. Y'all making women look bad. See, when a man have more than one woman, whether it be in order or out of order, because a lot of men do have more than one woman in an unrighteous way. You know, they beat on them, they treat them bad, things of that sort. But no matter what the situation is, they trying to show us in a lot of different ways that, look, when y'all have more than one woman, you demonizing the woman. You making her look like she have low self-esteem. That make her look less than. Because like I tell you brothers all the time, they want the woman to be equal to men. Well, not be equal to men, to be over men. And of course, we know that never going to happen with the Caucasian man because they run this country. But they definitely looking at it like, look, we want the women to be over black men. And they doing a good job of it, a good job of it in the media. And don't get it twisted, bro. Like I tell you all the time, many men in the Bible had more than one woman. And that don't mean that you should have more than one wife. Gideon had more than one woman. Abraham had more than one wife. Moses had more than one wife. David, Solomon. And we ain't going to talk about Joseph, God's son's earthly father. That's another subject for another day. James is Jesus' brother. And yes, Joseph had sex with Mary and they had Christ. So you let that sink in when it comes to Joseph having more than one woman. And we'll leave that there. So we just ain't been taught anything, fellas. And I tell you young brothers all the time, just like it's righteous to have more than one wife if you do it in order according to the Bible, it also, and it's all, let me say this, it also righteous to have one woman too, if that's what you want to do. Let me throw that in there, because a lot of you brothers forget. I said it's okay and it's a great thing for a man to have one woman too. But for a lot of you young brothers, if you between the age 18 to 30, just my perspective, I suggest you don't even worry about getting serious with no woman or getting married. Get yourself together. Like I tell you brothers all the time, be goal-oriented, be focused on your job, on your future plans, getting your own place, your own land, saving your money up, having so much money that when you finally get you a wife or a woman that you want to, make your own, you'll have enough money and don't have to worry about nothing, because finances is a big part of being in a relationship or having a wife. Having a woman is another bill. And if you don't have enough money, number one, that makes you look bad to her. And another thing, it sets you back in your goals and stuff. And see, if we gonna call ourselves kings, if we gonna be a king, we need to carry ourselves like a king do. And that's being the best that we can be. And I'm talking to myself too, because I still got a long ways to go. A lot of the stuff I didn't learn until like the last 5 or 6 years of my life. And I'm trying to get to a point where the Most High is pleased with me in a lot of areas of my life, because I'm trying to get myself right in a lot of areas too. The same stuff I tell y'all, I be talking to myself too. I tell you brothers that all the time, and it's real. So finances is always going to be big when you're trying to be in a relationship or have a wife. It always going to be a big deal. And I know some of you brothers might be like, well, y'all can, y'all can grow together. It's not about money. It's about growing together. Yeah, the Bible does say submit unto one another. Yeah, that is true, and you can grow together. But the thing is, brother, women is designed to want a man to lead them. The Most High made them that way. Understand that? And a woman do want you to lead her. So if you don't have yourself together and where you want to be in life, she gonna look at you some kind of way. Even though she might not say it, she might not show it to you, but at the end of the day, it might come up. It might come up in a sermon at church. You might be with a group of friends and y'all talking about finances, talking about things like that, and she's gonna think about those things like, oh man, my husband, my boyfriend, I have to help him all the time. I have to give him money all the time. They're going to think about those kind of things. And when you're trying to present yourself as a king and as a leader of that relationship or that marriage, yes, she love you and she might do love you, but she's still going to look at you with the side eye like, you ain't that king like you say you are. I do most of the work. You're not leading me. You understand? And sometimes relationships and marriages do be like that, and it does work. There's nothing wrong with it. But I speak the way I speak, brother, because I want our culture to be on the top and not at the bottom. When we strive to be greater, the other nations will see that, wow, black men are trying to do what they supposed to do when they come to their families. See, when the majority of our brothers have a ruling class mentality, like, I'm going to lead my family, I'm not going to get in a relationship or a marriage until I get where I want to be, and he's being the leader, and that woman is being submissive to him, respecting him, being loyal to him. When we get to the point that most of our marriages and relationships are like that, then as a culture, we're being on top. We're thriving as a culture. But when we look around and most of our relationships is everybody working together, even though it might be working, it don't show no kind of ruling class mentality. And in other nations, they know that we don't have no power. You see what I'm saying? So we can do that, as long as we teach our sons at an early age the things that I'm saying. When we got to program that in their heads at an early age. That way, when they're 22, 23 years old, they'll have it already locked in, and they will have that goal within them. And then it will trickle on down to the other brothers, to the other young brothers. And then our young women will start respecting our young men more. And trust me, the young ladies now, they look at the men of the other races as being more valuable than the black young men. I'm telling you, because of the way they're not being goal oriented, barely graduating, barely going to college, not thinking about entrepreneurship, smoking weed all day, playing games all day. Instead of you getting a job that you work hard and you can make pretty decent money. It might not be the money where you want to make, but you can start out at that. And then, working on your career while you're working at that job. You want to settle for a job at, a grocery store job and a restaurant jobs and things of that sort. There's nothing wrong with having jobs like that. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is, when you're doing that, just don't be trying to have no kids. There's nothing wrong with having small resources or little resources in your life, but we got to start thinking on a higher level as so-called black men. So if you want to have little resources, fine, but it's very selfish and it's unbiblical when you have that mindset and you want to bring children in your life. And that's why we stay at the bottom. And that's why we bringing poverty children up. Because if we living in poverty and being under living at the poverty line, and we start having all these children, we raise them like that, and that's not good. So I'm just letting you brothers know, don't get it twisted. Just because you're not rich, don't mean that you can't have more than one woman. Just make sure you be honest with those women what's going on. Like I tell you, brother, all the time, be honest about them, what's going on, about the situation. And if you the type of brother you want to have two wives, and you just want them two wives and them wives to be loyal to you and you only, strive to make much money as possible. And don't get in that situation until you get to where you want to be when it comes to your finances. Now, it's a trip like with Neo. I'm not going to lie. I used to think Neo was a homosexual. And who knows, he could be one. But I used to think he was one. And it shocked me when he had those 3 girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gonna be hearing a lot on them. And it's sad that when it comes to America, what they want to do is that they know that there's nothing wrong with a man having more than one woman behind closed doors. They just want to promote monogamy for their own agenda. But behind closed doors, they know it. That's the reason why most rich men and women have more than one woman and one man, because they got the resources to do it, and they do believe in Aleister Crowley. Do it by will. You do your own thing. So they do their own thing behind closed doors. They just try to promote to the masses that they all about monogamous stuff, but they really not. You know what I'm saying? So behind closed doors, like I said, they know that a man can have more than one woman if he chooses. But what they do is they don't want the regular so-called black man to thrive when it comes to multiple women. They don't want the masses of so-called black men having more than one woman in order. And the woman is being happy and everybody is happy about the situation. You see what I'm saying? Because that promote culture. And then we bring more children up in our families, and then we be fruitful and multiply, like the Most High told Adam to do. So we be fruitful and multiply more children, and then they have more children and children. They don't want that. But they want celebrities to promote everything, because they want celebrities to be our leaders. See, they want the world to get so negative, and what I mean by negative, they promote the LGBTQ and transgenders and all that stuff. They promote all this stuff that goes against the scriptures. And pretty soon, they want to get to a point where most of Americans agree with that stuff, and then they can finally bring in a man having more than one woman. See, they don't want the heterosexual man to enjoy things like a man having more than one woman unless the world is in chaos. And you see what I'm saying? Once they get to America where they wanted at, where homosexuality being accepted among most people in America, they want to bring in pedophilia. They want to bring all that stuff in. And once the America is so corrupt, where it's corrupt now, we know that. But once they get to the point where it's our cultures that's almost completely gone, then they're going to try to bring in like, since we letting all this other stuff be lawful, we letting a man say he's a woman, we letting a woman say she's a man, we should let a man have more than one wife too. We living in America, the land of the free. That's when they're going to try to bring it in. And they're going to be all under the umbrella of the celebrities like Neo and other celebrities it's going to come forward later on, and you're going to see saying they have more than one wife too, or more than one woman. When they comes along, then they're going to make it look like the reason why we changing the law is because these celebrities was talking for the masses. They start talking about, how wrong it is for America to prohibit a man from having more than one woman, and it's a free country. You understand that? So it's never for the average black man. It's always about the celebrity and the trickle-down effect. And what's the reason for that? Because, like I said, they don't want us to do things in order according to the scriptures. They want everything to be just like Aleister Crowley, do what you want. They want it to be on the left-hand side. And what I mean by left-hand side, on Satan's side. The only way they'll make having more than one wife legal if they make a woman have more than one husband legal. That's the only way they'll make it legal. Because they want everything to be going against the Bible. They don't want us to have a culture and do things in order. You understand that? So, I know a lot of you brothers are not going to get it. It's okay. We're not going to agree on everything. But like I told you in Volume 1, My main goal is for you brothers, especially for you young brothers, is to live your life freely. And don't let nobody fool you like you doing the wrong thing. Or like you going off, basically. That's my main goal. And the young lady is slick. If you got a girlfriend and she don't respect you, and she don't respect the masculine principle, she don't respect you leading her, she don't respect your manhood, she just act any kind of way she want to act, she don't want to listen to you. If I was you, I'll let that chick go. Don't put up with it. It's a lot of you brothers, married, so-called married, with that contract, and you miserable. I don't tell brothers what to do. I just speak my perspective. And I'm not going to tell you to just go out there and just, mess around with other women and stuff, mess around on your wife. I'm not going to tell you that. But most of you brothers, you were raised up in a Christian household, Muslim, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, whatever the case may be, and you don't know the truth of the scriptures. I'm letting you know right now, you know what you're going through in your marriage. If you being cheated on, if that woman is just super rebellious, don't want to listen to you at all, make your life hell every night when you come home, if I was you, I would consider getting another woman. I will consider that because there's nothing wrong with it. Long as that woman is single and she don't have a man in her life, that's what I would do. Because life is too short, brothers. Women is the main cause of men going off. And I recommend that because your woman or your wife, most of the time, is going to hold you back from being the man of God that you need to be. And yes, you don't supposed to divorce your wife unless she commit fornication on you. So I understand that. I don't recommend divorce because the Bible speaks against that unless she cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? But if she doing all those things that I mentioned, I suggest that you get a concubine. Get another woman, because there's nothing wrong with it. Because our women know that most of you guys are simps. And when you stay in those relationships or those marriages like that, she playing you like a puppet. You have to make your woman know that, look, there's always somebody else right there. Now, if she's a good woman and she's loyal to you, she's there for you, you do right by that woman. I understand that. Kudos to you fellas in those situations. But you know who I'm talking about. You brothers out there know who I'm talking about. I will start considering that. Because the woman is not going to hold herself accountable. You have to hold her accountable for her actions. And that's the problem. We don't hold our women accountable for their actions. And like I said before, women most of the time be your downfall. That's what happened to Solomon in the Bible. He got so many women that he started being a sex addict. You got to keep the Most High first, and you got to keep his will first. You don't never put women over the Most High. And that's what Solomon did. He started worshiping those women gods and things of that sort. Once you start doing that, you're done. Don't have any other gods before me. That's what he did. The sin wasn't the amount of wives and concubines he had. The sin was he went off and he started worshiping those gods. You can't do that. So you got to keep everything in that perspective. That's the reason why I recommend most of you guys, just have concubines and don't get serious until you get your mind right when it comes to the scriptures. Because most of these women's going to run circles around you. Most of you guys don't know how to put the Most High first and keep women in their proper place. You always put the woman on the pedestal and put her above your God. You can't do that. And see, a lot of you young men that listen to the video, you got an opportunity to hear knowledge that I never heard coming up. And you need to apply that knowledge, man. You know? What's so funny is our young ladies, what we supposed to be doing, they're doing it. Most of our women, our young women anyway, they're not settling down with black men while they're in high school or going to college. Now you got some that do, or call themselves settling down, but most of them are not doing that. Most of them got that mindset like, I'm an independent woman until I get my degree or I start making the amount of money I want to make. And then I might settle down with a brother if God want me to, if it's in his plan. It is in his plan. But the women are doing that, and they're being taught on the internet, on the television, to do that. They're being taught to pursue, their career first, and to do what they want to do. Don't let no man define you. That's what other women tell our black young women. We got to be ahead of the game. And of course, when they have that mindset, most of them is going to end up falling off. They're going to fall flat on their butt. But yeah, most of them thinking like that. And if they do want to deal with a brother, they just want to assimilate with him. They just want to have a baby with him. And then have them in the white man court system, paying child support. They really don't want you to be their husband. And they don't want to submit to you. So we got to teach our young men to be ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? Neo and Nick Cannon. It's sad how the powers that be try to fool us. Out of all these celebrity men, whether it be athletes, politicians, actors, the list goes on. It's only two of those. Well, it's more than two. But you only got a handful that admit they have more than one woman. Let that sink in. All of them have to fall under the umbrella of the powers that be. You can never go against the grain. You go against the grain, you're finished. They're gonna get rid of you, or you're not gonna be on that level that you on anymore. These celebrities and rappers and stuff, we know they have more than one woman. These niggas got more than one woman. Y'all know that, brothers. And then they try to tell you it's wrong for you to have more than one. They playing y'all like a puppet. And I don't care what the race is. Caucasian men too. They got more than one woman. With all that money they made, they're not being monogamous. They just promote that crap. For they won't disrespect women. For it won't change society thinking. That's why they don't say it. But we know that them niggas be doing it. And the only reason why them women be on TV, they concubines and stuff be saying they stopped dealing with them because they had another woman or they were married and stuff like that, is because they know they can find another simp to go to. They can find another celebrity simp to go to. That's the only reason why they talk that crap on TV or on the internet about, I stopped dealing with him because he had too many women. Oh, man. Oh, please. They just know it's another sucker out there that they can get. Brother, that's it. I might do a volume 3 on this, but I hope you brothers take in what I said, especially you young brothers. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit the like button, share it, and I'll hit you brothers up the next time with some positive things, because I know it was a lot of stuff I said sounded negative, but I don't give a crap. I don't know how long my channel gonna be on YouTube. Because the stuff I say, I know it's a lot of controversial to it. So I'm not in this for no money. I'm just trying to help my brothers. And I'm just trying to help us have a ruling class society, ruling class mentality. And I want us to win. That's the reason why I do this. If my channel grow to thousands or thousands of subscribers, good. But if it don't, that's fine too. It doesn't matter with me. I just want my brothers to come into the knowledge of the Most High and to lead himself and to lead his family and to lead his women. We got to get ourselves together so we can get our woman together, or we can get our women together. That's what it boils down to. Get yourself together so you can get your woman together. Okay? I'm out of here, brother. Catch you on the next video. Peace.